Hi everyone, I wanted to go over the MLA cheat sheet. Since you will be using MLA documentation in this module, I want to make sure that everybody has a general understanding of it. And this sheet was my way of creating a document that you guys could have as a quick reference so that you wouldn't have to go through and click on, like Purdue OWL has a very extensive MLA documentation guide and formatting guide, so you have to click within it and there's lots of clicks and clicks and clicks. So this is just my way of helping to put things all in two documents. So if you look, the very first section of this, I broke this up into three parts. So it's MLA formatting, in-text citations, or otherwise known as parenthetical citations, and then works cited page. Okay, so for the MLA formatting, this is your list. This is your list of what should be done when you initially set up an essay to begin typing. I have also given a video for this at the beginning of the class, at the beginning of the semester, that explains how to format a typical MLA essay. In-text parenthetical citations. If your works cited page is not correct, your in-text citations will not be correct. So you'll need to make sure that you have a correctly formatted MLA works cited page before trying to cite sources within your essay. It's very, very important. If your works cited page is correct, and you begin, or close to being correct, and you begin citing those sources within your essay, you will use what comes first in each citation, which is usually the author's last name, or if no author listed, it's what comes next in that citation, which is going to be the title of the small work that's in quotation marks. If a source has page numbers listed in the citation on the works cited page, specific page numbers must be cited in the in-text citation as well. And let's look at some of the examples below here. A couple things. Period always comes after the citation, not the quote. Like here's an example. You've got at the end of a quotation here, you've got your quotation marks, a space, then you've got your parenthetical or in-text citation with the author's last name, a space, and page number, close parentheses, and a period. So it's very technical, very meticulous, very detailed on what's expected for MLA documentation. So make sure that you refer back to this so you'll be able to see. Author's last name and page number are listed within the parentheses, no commas, no PG or PP for pages, nothing like that. If there's not an author, go to what's next in the sequence, which will be the small work, okay? And it should be punctuated just like on the works cited page. So there's quotation marks around it on the works cited page, then there should be quotations around it within the parentheses of a parenthetical citation. If there's a page number, just be sure to add it, okay? So you've got the title here, you see within parentheses and quotation marks, a space, and then the page number. Close parentheses, and then you've got your period at the end always. If you introduce the quote or information with the author, be sure to give credentials. Like, for instance, according to Bill Smith. Well, who's Bill Smith? So that's the reason why you need to give some credentials here. And actually, I need to correct this because that should be italicized. Okay? So according to Bill Smith, a writer for the New York Times, because New York Times is a large work, it should be italicized. And then you can go ahead and give your quote. At this instance, you don't need a citation at the end of the quoted information unless there's a page number. You could just put the page number. But since you already listed who said it, then you've done your job as far as citing the source. If the quote ends with a question mark or an exclamation point, you will include it before the end quotation marks, then put the citation and a period. And again, here's some examples. Okay, you've got, here's a quote, you put the question mark, quotation marks, then you've got your citation, then your period. And same goes with the exclamatory sentence too. When referencing a small work like an article title, always put those titles in quotation marks. Large works are always italicized. We used to underline large works, but we no longer do that. We italicize them. That has to do with in-text citations, all this. the works cited page. And I put this specifically up here. Use this as a checklist when creating an MLA works cited page. The word title, or the title, works cited, goes at the top, centered. This page should be double spaced. All sources should be put in alphabetical order. All citations should incorporate hanging indentation. And I'm going to put a little video up of that too and how to do hanging indentation because a lot of people don't know. Again, small works are in quotation marks, large works italicized. Here's a general formula for a citation. Okay, and that is how you would create a citation. You would gather that information from whatever source it is that you're using and plug it in. Now, not all works are going to have all of these things available for you to be able to include, but you have to look for it. Okay, you have to do some digging for it. Take note of hanging indentation. See the hanging indentation here where you have the first line of the source left aligned, and then you've got the second line of that same source indented. That's called hanging indentation. And two, it's very important that you punctuate a citation correctly. If you use sources from the databases like NC Live or Academic OneFile, if you use any of those sources have a citation tool button, and you just click it and tell them you want MLA 8th edition, and all you have to do is copy and paste. Copy that citation and then put it on your works cited page, and then you can go through and then alphabetize. And one way to alphabetize is if you go up here, like if you have a full page of citations, in order to alphabetize them, you want to highlight it all. So like for instance, you'd highlight the whole page, and then where it says right here A to Z, you'd click that and then just click OK, and it will alphabetize a works cited page for you. Okay. Actually, let me go ahead and tell you how to do hanging indentation while I've got you here. You highlight a source citation. Okay, let's pretend this is a source citation. You highlight it, and then you go up here where it says paragraph and click on this little arrow, and then you see where it says special right here. You click on hanging, and then you click OK, and that will cause that second line to indent over. So that's hanging indentation. All right. And make sure you add your URL at the end. It is unacceptable to submit a works cited page that has nothing but URLs on it. That's not a MLA works cited page. You have to gather the information from those websites in order to create a really solid citation such as this. Okay? Any information that is not your own needs to be cited. Okay? Citationmachine.net is a really good website to go to, that you click on MLA in there, and then most of the time what type of source you're using is probably going to be a web document if you're researching online. Click that, and then all you do is whatever your web document is, you gather all the information you can from that source, like if there's an author, what's the title of the web page, which is the article title, what's the title of the website, which is the large work, if there's any copyright information, which you usually have to scroll down to the very bottom of a website to find that, and usually it's just the year. And combine and collect any information you can on that source, and then you'll just kind of fill in the blanks. And then once you fill in the blanks, you'll click submit, and it'll create the citation for you, and you can copy and paste that and put it in your works cited page. So Citation Machine is something you might want to play around with too. I think there's other citation generators out there, such as easybib.com is another good one. But I'm just very familiar with using Citation Machine. And please reference your textbook for further assistance with MLA documentation. You can also go by the Academic Success Center. They'll be glad to assist you there, help proofread and edit. And, email me, contact me, call me, come by, bring your paper with you, whatever. And I'll be glad to sit with you to make sure that you understand this, because it's so important. If you don't do it correctly, you could risk plagiarizing and risk ending up with a 0 on an essay. So please make sure you keep contact with me, and I hope this has helped you understand this MLA cheat sheet and how important it is to use. Thank you.